Welcome to Wisdom Verse Audiobooks. What if everything you've been told about following your passion is wrong? What if the secret to loving your work isn't finding your passion, but developing rare and valuable skills? In today's audiobook summary, we'll uncover the powerful lessons from So Good. They Can't Ignore You by Newport. Stay with us until the end, because the ideas in this book could completely change the way you think about success, work, and fulfillment. Whether you're a student, professional, entrepreneur, or someone searching for meaningful work, the lessons in this book can help you build a career that is both successful and deeply rewarding. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. Chapter 1. The Passion Hypothesis. For generations, society has promoted a simple idea: follow your passion, and success will follow. It's advice we hear from teachers, parents, motivational speakers, and even successful entrepreneurs. The message sounds inspiring and hopeful. Discover what you love, pursue it relentlessly, and everything else will fall into place. At first glance, this advice seems perfectly reasonable. After all, who wouldn't want to wake up every morning excited about their work? Who wouldn't want a career filled with meaning, purpose, and enthusiasm? Yet Newport argues that this popular belief, which he calls the passion hypothesis, is one of the most misleading pieces of career advice ever created. According to the passion hypothesis, the key to career happiness is finding work that perfectly matches a pre-existing passion. If you're unhappy in your job, the problem must be that you haven't discovered your true calling yet. As a result, millions of people spend years searching. They jump from job to job. They constantly compare their careers to others. They wonder if they're missing out on something better, and they live with a persistent feeling that somewhere out there, a perfect career is waiting to be discovered. But what if that career doesn't exist? What if passion isn't something you find? What if it's something you develop? To answer this question, Newport began examining the stories of people who genuinely loved their work. He expected to find individuals who had always known exactly what they wanted to do. Instead, he discovered something surprising. Most successful people didn't begin with a clear passion. Their careers were often messy, uncertain, and unpredictable. Many stumbled into their professions by accident. Others started with only mild interest. Some even disliked parts of their work in the beginning. Yet, over time, they grew to love what they did. Why? Because passion followed mastery. As their skills improved, their confidence increased. As their confidence increased, their enjoyment deepened. And as their enjoyment deepened, genuine passion emerged. This discovery challenges a deeply rooted assumption. We often imagine that successful people are successful because they followed their passion. But in many cases, the opposite is true. They became passionate because they became successful. Think about learning any new skill. When you first start, you're usually not very good. Progress feels slow. Mistakes are frequent. Frustration is common. It's difficult to feel passionate about something you're struggling with. But as your abilities improve, something changes. Tasks become easier. Results become better. Confidence grows. And suddenly, what once felt difficult becomes enjoyable. This pattern appears everywhere. Athletes become passionate about their sport after years of training. Musicians fall in love with music through thousands of hours of practice. Writers develop passion through the process of becoming better storytellers. Professionals become deeply engaged in their careers. As they gain expertise and recognition, passion is often the result of mastery, not the starting point. This insight explains why so many people become trapped by the passion hypothesis. They expect passion to arrive first. When it doesn't, they assume they're in the wrong field. Instead of developing skills, they continue searching. Instead of investing deeply, they move on. Instead of building expertise, they start over. Again and again. The problem isn't a lack of opportunity. The problem is the belief that fulfillment should come before effort. Newport suggests a different approach. Stop obsessing over finding your passion. Start focusing on becoming excellent. Choose a field that offers opportunities for growth. Develop valuable skills. Commit to continuous improvement. Over time, passion is far more likely to emerge naturally. This doesn't mean passion is unimportant. Passion matters. Meaningful work matters. Enjoying your career matters. But these things are often built through dedication and mastery rather than discovered. Through endless searching, the most satisfying careers are rarely found. They are created. One skill, one lesson, one improvement at a time. As we move forward in this audiobook, remember this powerful idea. Don't ask, "What is my passion?" Instead, ask, "What can I become exceptionally good at?" Because the journey toward meaningful work begins not with passion, but with the pursuit of excellence. Chapter 2. The Craftsman Mindset. Imagine two people starting the exact same job on the exact same day. The first person wakes up every morning asking, "What can this job offer me?" The second person wakes up every morning asking, "What value can I offer through this job?" At first, the difference may seem small, but over time, it creates completely different careers. According to Cal Newport, this difference represents two powerful ways of thinking about work: the passion mindset and the craftsman mindset. The passion mindset is focused on what the world can provide. People with this mindset constantly ask questions such as, "Is this job perfect for me? Am I following my passion? Is there something better out there? Am I truly happy?" These questions sound reasonable, but they often create anxiety and dissatisfaction. Why? Because no job is perfect. Every career has challenges. Every profession includes boring tasks. Every workplace has frustrations. When people constantly focus on what they're receiving, they become highly aware of everything that's missing. As a result, they often feel restless. They begin doubting their choices. They wonder whether another career might finally bring happiness. Unfortunately, the search never ends. The passion mindset creates a cycle of dissatisfaction because it focuses attention on unmet expectations. The craftsman mindset takes a completely different approach. Instead of asking what the world can offer, it asks, "How can I become better?" It focuses on creating value. improving skills, delivering excellent work, solving problems, learning continuously. The craftsman isn't obsessed with finding the perfect opportunity. The craftsman is obsessed with becoming exceptional. And this shift changes everything. Consider a master carpenter, a master musician, a master chef, a master athlete. They don't spend their days wondering whether they've found their passion. They spend their days refining their craft, improving details, correcting mistakes, seeking excellence. Over time, this dedication creates something powerful, mastery, and mastery brings rewards, respect, confidence, opportunities, freedom, purpose. These rewards eventually make the work deeply fulfilling. Ironically, the very things people hope to gain through passion are often earned through craftsmanship. This principle applies to nearly every profession. A teacher becomes inspiring by mastering communication. A programmer becomes valuable by mastering technology. A designer becomes sought after by mastering creativity and execution. An entrepreneur becomes successful by mastering problem solving and leadership. In every case, excellence comes first. Passion follows later. Newport argues that one of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting work to provide immediate fulfillment. When fulfillment doesn't appear instantly, they assume something is wrong. But meaningful careers are built the same way. Strong relationships, healthy bodies, and successful businesses are built through consistent effort over time. Think about any skill you've developed. Perhaps learning a language, playing an instrument, driving a car, using new software. In the beginning, it felt difficult, sometimes frustrating, sometimes overwhelming. But as competence grew, so did confidence. And confidence made the activity more enjoyable. Work follows the same pattern. The more capable you become, the more satisfying your work often becomes. This is why the craftsman mindset is so powerful. It shifts your focus away from searching and toward building, away from wishing and toward improving, away from consuming and toward creating. Instead of asking, "Is this the perfect career?" ask, "How can I become excellent in this career?" Instead of asking, "Am I passionate enough?" ask, "What valuable skill can I improve today?" These questions lead to growth, and growth creates momentum. The craftsman understands that every day is an opportunity to become slightly better than yesterday. Not dramatically, not instantly, just consistently. 1% better, one lesson learned, one skill improved, one problem solved, over months and years. These small improvements compound into extraordinary results. People often look at highly successful professionals and assume they possess natural talent. But what they don't see are the thousands of hours spent practicing, learning, failing, and improving. Excellence is rarely an accident. It is usually the result of deliberate effort. The craftsman mindset embraces this reality. It recognizes that greatness is earned. And once greatness is earned, opportunities begin to multiply. People trust you. Employers value you. Clients seek you out. Doors begin to open. Not because you followed your passion, but because you developed rare and valuable skills. As Chapter 2 comes to an end, remember this important lesson. The happiest professionals are often not the ones who found the perfect job. They are the ones who became exceptionally good at what they do. Focus on your craft. Master your skills. Create value. And over time, you'll discover something remarkable. The career you've been building may become the career you've always wanted. Chapter 3: Career Capital, the hidden asset behind every successful career. Imagine for a moment that your career is like a bank account. Every skill you learn, every challenge you overcome, and every valuable contribution you make is a deposit into that account. Over time, those deposits grow into something powerful. Cal Newport calls this career capital, and according to him, career capital is one of the most important factors behind every successful and fulfilling career. Most people spend their lives searching for the perfect job. They believe that somewhere out there is a career that will instantly make them happy. But Newport argues that fulfilling careers are not discovered. They are earned. And the currency used to earn them is career capital. So what exactly is career capital? Career capital consists of the rare and valuable skills you develop through hard work and continuous improvement. It's what makes you valuable to employers, clients, and the marketplace. Think about the people who enjoy the greatest freedom in their careers. The respected doctor who chooses when to work. The sought-after consultant who selects only the projects they enjoy. The successful entrepreneur who builds a business around their vision. These people weren't simply handed freedom and opportunity. They earned it through years of developing valuable skills. Their career capital created options, and options created freedom. This is where many people make a costly mistake. They want the rewards before they've earned the capital. They want flexibility before they've built expertise. They want recognition before they've created value. They want autonomy before they've proven themselves. But the marketplace doesn't work that way. Freedom must be purchased, and career capital is the currency. Imagine walking into a luxury store with an empty wallet. No matter how much you want the product, you can't obtain it without payment. The same principle applies to careers. You cannot demand extraordinary rewards without first offering extraordinary value. The good news is that anyone can begin building career capital. Every day presents an opportunity to invest in yourself, learning a new skill, improving your communication, mastering a tool, solving a difficult problem, expanding your knowledge. These investments may seem small at first, but over time, they compound. Much like money earning interest, skills build upon skills. A single improvement leads to new opportunities. New opportunities lead to greater experience. Greater experience leads to increased value. And increased value creates even more opportunities. This compounding effect explains why successful professionals often seem to accelerate later in their careers. What appears to be overnight success is usually the result of years of accumulated career capital. People see the outcome. They rarely see the investment. One of the most powerful examples in the book is The idea that exceptional careers are often built from expertise rather than passion. Many people wait until they feel passionate before committing to something. But top performers usually take the opposite approach. They commit first. They improve relentlessly. And eventually, passion emerges from mastery. The more skilled they become, the more enjoyable their work becomes. The more enjoyable their work becomes, the more motivated they feel. And the cycle continues. Career capital doesn't just create financial rewards. It creates confidence. There's a special kind of confidence that comes from competence. When you know you're good at what you do, uncertainty loses its power. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop chasing every new opportunity. You stop wondering whether you're on the right path. Instead, you focus on growth because you understand that every improvement increases your value. The world rewards people who solve problems. The bigger the problem you can solve, the more valuable you become. That's why successful professionals are lifelong learners. They never stop developing skills. They never stop growing. They understand that their greatest asset isn't their job title, it's their ability to create value. And that ability can never be taken away. As you listen to this chapter, ask yourself, what skills am I currently building? What knowledge am I investing in? What value can I create that others cannot easily replace? The answers to these questions reveal the strength of your career capital. Remember, your future opportunities are directly connected to the value you develop today. Every hour spent learning, every challenge overcome, every skill mastered, every lesson learned. These are deposits into your career account. And one day, those deposits will give you something many people spend their entire lives chasing: freedom, purpose, meaningful work, and a career that others admire. The secret isn't luck. The secret isn't passion. The secret is career capital. Build it patiently, invest in it consistently, and watch as opportunities begin to appear where none existed before. Chapter 4. Deliberate Practice: The Path to Becoming Exceptional. Why do some people become world-class performers while others remain average, even after years of experience? Why can two people spend the same amount of time in a profession, yet achieve completely different results? The answer, according to Newport, lies in a concept known as deliberate practice. Most people believe that excellence comes from simply working hard, but hard work alone is not enough. If it were, everyone with years of experience would become exceptional. Yet we know that's not true. Many people repeat the same tasks day after day without significantly improving. They become comfortable. They become familiar with their routines, but they don't become extraordinary. Deliberate practice is different. It is the focused and intentional effort to improve specific aspects of your performance. It's not about doing more work. It's about doing better work. Imagine a basketball player practicing free throws. An average player might shoot hundreds of balls every day. A deliberate practitioner studies every movement, their posture, their grip, their timing, their follow-through. They identify weaknesses and work directly on improving them. The same principle applies to every profession. A writer studies storytelling. A speaker analyzes communication. A programmer learns more efficient techniques. A designer improves visual thinking. The goal is constant improvement. Not comfort, not convenience. Growth. One reason deliberate. Practice is so powerful is because it forces you outside your comfort zone. And that's exactly why most people avoid it. Improvement is uncomfortable. It requires making mistakes. It requires confronting weaknesses. It requires accepting that you're not yet as good as you want to be. But every expert has walked this path. Behind every successful person is a long history of practice, failure, feedback, and improvement. People often admire the outcome. We don't see the years of learning from mistakes. Not luck, not magic. Newport emphasizes that valuable skills are built through focused effort. The marketplace rewards people who can do things that others cannot. They are developed intentionally. This means that if you want an extraordinary career, you must become intentional about your growth. Ask yourself, what is the single most valuable skill in my profession? What would happen if I became exceptionally good at it? How would my opportunities change? How would my confidence change? How would my future change? The answers reveal where your efforts should be focused. One of the biggest mistakes professionals make is confusing activity with progress. Being busy does not automatically mean you're improving. Answering emails all day may feel productive. Attending meetings may feel productive. Completing routine tasks may feel productive. But are those activities making you better? Are they increasing your value? Are they helping you build career capital? If not, they may simply be keeping you occupied. Deliberate practice demands a different question. What am I doing today that will make me better tomorrow? This mindset transforms careers. Instead of merely working, you begin training. Instead of merely performing, you begin improving. Instead of merely surviving, you begin growing. And growth compounds. A small improvement today may seem insignificant, but small improvements repeated consistently create remarkable results. 1% better every day. One new lesson every week. One valuable skill every month. Over time, the gap between average and exceptional becomes enormous. The people who achieve extraordinary success are often those who commit to continuous improvement. Long after others stop trying, they remain students even when they become experts. They stay curious. They stay humble. They stay committed to growth because they understand a simple truth. Excellence is not a destination. It's a process, a lifelong process. As you move forward in your own career, remember this: your future is shaped by what you practice today. Every skill you strengthen becomes part of your career capital. Every weakness you improve increases your value. Every challenge you embrace moves you closer to mastery. The path isn't easy, but it is simple. Practice deliberately. Improve consistently. And over time, you'll become the kind of professional others admire. Not because you were born talented, but because you chose to become exceptional. Chapter 5. Control. Why freedom is earned, not given. What do the happiest and most fulfilled professionals have in common? Is it money? Talent? According to Newport, the answer is something even more powerful. Control. The ability to decide how you spend your time. The freedom to choose your projects. The opportunity to shape your work according to your values. Control is one of the most important factors in creating a meaningful career. And yet, many people approach it the wrong way. They want control immediately. They dream of quitting their jobs, starting a business, working remotely, escaping rules and schedules. The desire is understandable. After all, who wouldn't want more freedom? But Newport warns that freedom cannot simply be demanded. It must be earned. And the key to earning it is career capital. The more valuable you become, the more freedom you can negotiate. The less valuable you are, the less control you possess. This reality explains why some professionals enjoy a highly skilled expert can often choose where they work, when they work, and how they work. Why? Their value creates leverage, and leverage creates control. Imagine two employees. The first performs only the minimum requirements. Their skills are common. Their contributions are average. The second consistently develops expertise. They solve important problems. They create significant value. Which employee has more bargaining power? Which employee is more likely to receive flexibility? The answer is obvious. The individual with greater career capital has greater control. This principle applies far beyond traditional employment. Entrepreneurs gain freedom by creating value for customers. Freelancers gain freedom by becoming highly sought after. Creators gain freedom by building loyal audiences. Leaders gain freedom by developing trusted expertise. In every case, control is earned through value. One of the most common mistakes people make is seeking freedom before they're ready. They quit stable careers without developing valuable skills. They launch businesses without mastering their craft. They pursue independence without building a foundation. As a result, they often exchange one form of limitation for another. Instead of freedom, they encounter stress. Instead of autonomy, they encounter uncertainty. Instead of fulfillment, they encounter frustration. Newport refers to this as the danger of pursuing control without sufficient career capital. The marketplace rewards value, not desire. Wanting freedom isn't enough. You must become someone capable of creating value independently. Only then does true control become possible. There's another important lesson hidden within this chapter. Many people assume freedom means doing whatever they want. But meaningful control is different. It's not the absence of responsibility. It's the ability to choose your responsibilities. It's having the power to focus on work that matters, to contribute in meaningful ways, to align your career with your values. That's the kind of freedom worth pursuing. And it rarely happens overnight. It's built gradually, one skill at a time, one project at a time, one opportunity at a time. As career capital grows, so does your ability to shape your future. You gain options. You gain flexibility. You gain confidence. And most importantly, you gain control. This is why patience is so important. Many people underestimate the power of long-term thinking. They want immediate results, immediate success, immediate freedom. But extraordinary careers are built through consistent investment over years. The professionals who enjoy the greatest freedom today often spent years developing expertise before anyone noticed. While others chased shortcuts, they focused on mastery. While others searched for freedom, they built value. And eventually, freedom became the natural result. As you reflect on your own career, ask yourself, what kind of control do I want in my life? What skills would help me earn that control? What career capital am I building today that will create opportunities tomorrow? These questions shift your focus from wishing to building, from dreaming to doing, from hoping to creating. Because true freedom isn't something you find. It's something you earn. And every step you take toward mastery brings you closer to it. Remember, the goal isn't simply to escape limitations. The goal is to become so valuable that you have the power to choose your path. That is the real meaning of control. And that is one of the greatest rewards of building career capital. Chapter 6. Mission: Discovering Meaning Through Mastery. Many people spend years searching for their life's purpose. They ask themselves questions like, what am I meant to do? What is my calling? How do I find meaningful work? These questions are important, but according to Newport, most people ask them too early. They become obsessed with finding a mission before they've developed the skills necessary to pursue one. As a result, they become frustrated. They wait for clarity. They wait for inspiration. They wait for a life-changing revelation. But that revelation rarely arrives. Newport offers a different perspective. He argues that meaningful missions are often discovered after mastery, not before it. In other words, mission grows out of expertise. It doesn't appear at the beginning of the journey. It emerges along the way. Imagine a scientist early in their career. At first, they're simply learning, studying, experimenting, building knowledge. They don't yet know which discoveries they'll make. They don't yet know what impact they'll have. But as their expertise grows, new opportunities appear. New questions emerge. New possibilities become visible. Eventually, they find a mission worth pursuing. The same principle applies to every profession. A teacher develops expertise and discovers a passion for helping struggling students. A designer masters their craft and finds a mission in creating products that improve people's lives. An entrepreneur builds valuable skills and identifies problems worth solving. In each case, mission follows mastery. This is why career capital is so important. Without valuable skills, meaningful opportunities remain hidden. You can't see what you're not prepared to understand. But as your expertise grows, your perspective expands. You begin noticing opportunities that others overlook. You develop insights that others don't possess. And slowly, a mission begins to take shape. Think of mastery as climbing a mountain. At the bottom, your view is limited. You can only see what's directly in front of you. But as you climb higher, your vision expands. New paths become visible. New destinations appear. The same thing happens in your career. The more skilled you become, the more opportunities you can see. This is why Newport warns against obsessing over purpose too early. Purpose is not something you force. It's something you uncover through experience, growth, and mastery. One of the most inspiring ideas in this chapter is that every great mission begins with curiosity. A small idea, a small problem, a small opportunity. At first, it may seem insignificant, but when combined with expertise, it can grow into something extraordinary. History is filled with examples. Inventors who started with simple observations, writers who began with a single story, entrepreneurs who noticed a small unmet need. Their missions weren't handed to them. They emerged from years of preparation, years of learning, years of practice, years of building career capital. And that's encouraging, because it means you don't need to have everything figured out today. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need complete certainty. You simply need to keep improving, keep learning, keep developing valuable skills, and trust that new opportunities will reveal themselves over time. The more capable you become, the more meaningful possibilities you'll discover. Mission isn't about chasing a dream. It's about becoming the kind of person capable of pursuing one. This mindset removes a tremendous amount of pressure. Instead of worrying about finding your purpose, focus on becoming excellent. Instead of searching endlessly for meaning, focus on creating value. Instead of waiting for inspiration, commit to growth, because growth creates momentum, and momentum creates opportunities. Eventually, those opportunities begin connecting into something larger, a direction, a purpose, a mission. When that happens, work becomes more than a paycheck. It becomes a contribution, a way to make a difference, a way to leave something valuable behind. And that's what meaningful careers are ultimately about. Not simply earning a living, but creating value that matters. As you reflect on your own future, remember this: you do not need to know your ultimate mission today. You only need to take the next step toward mastery. Build skills, gain experience, create value, and trust that as your expertise grows, your mission will reveal itself. Because meaningful work is rarely found. It is built, and every skill you develop today is helping you build it. Chapter 7. Bringing it all together. How to build a career you love. As we reach the end of So Good They Can't Ignore You, it's time to step back and look at the bigger picture. Throughout this audiobook, we've explored ideas that challenge some of the most common beliefs about work and success. We've learned that passion is often the result of mastery. We've learned that valuable skills create career capital. We've learned that freedom is earned through expertise. And we've learned that meaningful missions emerge from years of growth and experience. Now the question becomes, how do we apply these lessons in our own lives? The answer begins with a simple shift in perspective. Stop asking, "What career is perfect for me?" Start asking, "How can I become excellent?" This single change can transform your future. Because the most successful professionals don't build their careers around feelings. They build them around value. They focus on developing skills that matter. They commit to continuous improvement, and over time, opportunities begin to multiply. Think about the people you admire most: the leaders, the creators, the innovators, the experts. They didn't wake up one day with extraordinary careers. They built them day by day, skill by skill, year by year. Their success was not the result of luck. It was the result of deliberate effort applied consistently over time. This means your future is not determined by talent alone. It is shaped by the habits you build today. Every hour spent learning, every challenge you embrace, every weakness you improve, every problem you solve, these actions are investments in your future self. And like all valuable investments, they compound. At first, progress may feel slow. You may wonder if your efforts are making a difference. You may look around and see others moving ahead. You may feel tempted to quit, but remember, most growth is invisible before it becomes obvious. A tree spends years developing roots before it grows tall enough for the world to notice. Your career is no different. The work you do today is building foundations for opportunities you cannot yet see. Trust the process. Trust the growth. Trust the power of consistent improvement. Another important lesson from this book is that meaningful work is created, not discovered. Many people spend years searching for a perfect job, but perfection rarely exists. Every career has challenges. Every profession has frustrations. Every path includes obstacles. The difference is that skilled professionals have the ability to shape their work into something meaningful. They have earned control. They have earned freedom. They have earned opportunities. And they achieved these things by becoming valuable. This is why mastery matters so much. Mastery creates confidence. Mastery creates opportunities. Mastery creates freedom. And ultimately, mastery creates fulfillment. As you move forward from this audiobook, consider adopting the craftsman mindset. Focus on what you can give rather than what you can get. Focus on improving rather than comparing. Focus on building rather than searching. Ask yourself, what skill can I improve this year? What challenge can I embrace? What value can I create? These questions lead to growth, and growth leads to opportunity. The truth is that extraordinary careers are rarely dramatic. They are built through ordinary actions, repeated consistently. Reading one more book, learning one more skill, practicing one more hour, taking one more step forward. These small actions may seem insignificant, but over time, they create extraordinary results. Cal Newport's message is ultimately one of hope. You don't need to discover a hidden passion. You don't need to wait for inspiration. You don't need to have everything figured out. You simply need to commit to becoming better, because when you become exceptionally good at what you do, remarkable things begin to happen. People notice, opportunities appear, freedom increases, meaning emerges, and work becomes something more than a paycheck. it becomes a source of growth, contribution, and fulfillment. So, as we conclude this journey, remember the central lesson of this book. Don't follow your passion. Develop your skills. Create value. Build career capital. Earn freedom. Pursue mastery. And one day, you may discover that the career you love wasn't something you found. It was something you built. One skill at a time. One day at a time. Until you became so good, they couldn't ignore you. Thank you for joining us on this audiobook journey through So Good They Can't Ignore You by Cal Newport. If you found value in these ideas, consider how you can apply them to your own career and life. Remember, success is not found in following passion. Success is built through mastery, discipline, and continuous growth. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep building wisdom. This is Wisdom Verse Audiobooks. Thank you for listening.